just listening to K-Love today on my way to do some errands. And actually, K-Love's on the background. And there's something on my glasses. And they were talking about, doing something beautiful for others today. And it got me thinking. They were talking about, even if it's like, they said, even if, an example was like, even if you just mow your lawn, that's give something beautiful for yourself and your neighbors to look at. Make a new meal, go through the cookbook and pick the prettiest picture, meal picture you see. And how are you? And make that for your family, like the little things count. So that's my little thing for today. Do something beautiful for somebody else today, even if it's something small. That being said, I wanted to hop on though and give you all some like resource suggestions. I know y'all see my posts. I've had a lot of questions about the devotional things we've been doing and other things that I do. So I wanted to give you a little. Sorry, I'm at the bus stop for the kids. I wanted to give you all a little tips. So if you were one of the ones who have been seeing my posts about my family devotionals, the book we are currently using is called the Family Bible Devotional, Stories from the Bible to Help Kids and Parents Engage and Love Scripture. It's by Sarah M. Wells. It's very good. Thank you. I love them. These are very vintage, by the way. Anyway, so this is it's a family devotional. We've been doing it. We started doing it before bed. Now we're doing it at the dinner table with, as they're finishing up or after dinner is over. And it's pretty cool. It's super simple and easy. Not all, but some of the tips that you saw on my post this morning came out of here, where it says tips to keep kids engaged. Not all of them. Some of them were my personal tips. Hello, everyone. How are you? Don't mind my voice. We are getting over being sick. Hopefully it'll be gone soon. So each day you have a different lesson, and you have the setting up a story. Then you have your Bible reading, and it's all in here. So you don't. I find value in picking up the Bible with the children, but it's all in here also. So you don't need like all these extra materials, which is awesome. And then they have questions you can ask about the reading. Sometimes there's some cross-reference. The closing thought, which is like the moral of the story and all of that. The background on it. A prayer prompt. Sometimes it's a reading from Psalms. Sometimes it's just a, hey, pray for this, little thing. And then activities. Now, some days have 2 activities. Some days have 1. One thing I have been doing is checking the following days before I go into it. Like so far, everything's kind of in order. So I'm glad I've stayed in order. But say tomorrow has to do with all these things that I don't have, like craft items that I don't have. I will skip that one. Or if the one day I had 2 activities, I skipped one because it was a hike. Kids were getting sick. They weren't, something else was going on, so we did, instead of the hike, we did the I Spy A to Z, which was, can you name one thing God made for each letter of the alphabet? So, really, really simple stuff in here. That was one activity. The one was the nature scavenger hunt, things God has made. Thank you, I'm getting there. One of their favorite ones was, it was a lesson on, God being the light of the world, and Jesus being the light of the world, and what we had to do was go somewhere dark and shine a flashlight or light a candle, and the kids had to let us know how they felt when they were in the dark versus how they felt when the light was provided and stuff like that. I'm excited for today's lesson. It's called, that was yesterday's. Today's lesson is called The Great Divide, but our activity is to look up 1 Corinthians 13, one of my favorites. That's the love chapter, if you didn't know. And use the words that stand out to you to make a collage of things that remind you of God's love. So that's today's activity. So anyway, just a little bit of a background into that book. That is something we just recently started. I think we're on day 5 of it. If you would like me to try, I can try and find like the Amazon link for it and post that in the comments. How are you, Ashley? Thank you for the love. Another few resources I wanted to share with y'all. I don't know if any of y'all know. No, I haven't been consistent with it lately. But I had previously relaunched my blog that I had started years ago and didn't get anywhere with. So it is a Christian homemaking blog for the most part. And most of my inspiration came from another blogger who now she does a podcast. She does, if you've ever heard of My Homemaking Mentor Online Academy, it is awesome. I've been affiliated with them for several years now, and it's really helped me a lot. Hello, Dina. How are you? Oh, I feel that. I hope you feel better. We're getting over the flu over here if you can't hear it in my voice. But her name is Jamie Balmain, and she blogs over at Finding Joy in Your Home. That's also her podcast name. She has, she's Christian. She has her whole business, it's called Homemaking Ministries. It's all based on Christian homemaking, parenting, marriage, spiritual disciplines, things like that. And then the My Homemaking Mentor is also her business, and it's really awesome. They have different, she stopped for a while, but every month there's a new topic. Right now we're working on the productive household. That's actually going to be a year-long topic, but every month is something different. So it's pretty cool. Thank you. I appreciate that. So that's one. And then the other one I just found recently, which I am really loving, is called the Bright Hearth Podcast. That is on Spotify. They are also Christian homemakers. The husband is a pastor, and he and his wife do it together. What they do, there's 2 seasons, I think. I just started season 1, and they walk, this first season, they're walking through the homes of their rooms. They're walking through the rooms of their home, talking about how, ministry using those homes. So first they started in the bedroom, talking about, marriage and the bed. They talked about having babies in your own bed, things like that. But they're also, now I'm in the living room, and they're talking about, education in the living room, beauty in the living room, making your home look welcoming, things like that. And it's really, really been convicting. It's really been, I've loved it so far. Now, I'm not going to say that I agree with everything they say. Like, there's some discipline stuff in there that I just don't necessarily fully agree with. No one agrees with 100% everything everyone says. But yeah, so those are 2 of my top, not resources, podcasts that I listen to. So a lot of the stuff that I post about, like you see that I've been doing a lot more of, I've been looking into not full-on homesteading, but we've been working on more on from scratch cooking, baking. We've been, canning is one thing we're looking for in the future. We have to invest in the stuff for that, and we probably have to wait till we have more space to do that, but we'll see. Down to the nitty-gritty. And these are some of the resources I've been pulling things out of. So, yeah. So if anyone has any questions, let me know. I always love to share the things I come up with, the things that I'm doing with, in life and whatnot. And anytime I find something that I really like and I really think is worth sharing, that's what I do. So again, the podcast, and I will link them below if you would like me to, is the Bright Hearth Podcast. Finding Joy in Your Home podcast / blog, My Homemaking Mentor Online Academy, and the book, the Family Bible Devotional is the devotional my family is doing. The kids are getting off the bus now, so I gotta go. Thank you all for hanging out with me, and I'll see you later.